What up, athletes? Welcome back to my channel. Just want to bring you a quick update on infrastructure works here at Lamaha Street and the St. John Road, Irving Street in Georgetown. The last time I was here, this bridge was still under construction. Now it is completed, and the parking lot, remember I said they were turning the train line into a parking lot. That parking lot is now completed, and they were building a new sidewalk on Lamaha Street because the old sidewalk had disintegrated and was falling into the canal. That has also been completed. So those are the three things we're going to take a look at. This bridge is completed, the parking lot is completed, and the sidewalk on Lamaha Street is complete. What's interesting about this sidewalk is that in attempting to widen the road, they created an overhang, a cantilever. So the sidewalk is actually cantilevered over the canal. Right, that's the Lamaha Canal. This is the parking lot that's completed, and the sidewalk. Let me give you a brief walk along the sidewalk so you can see how wide it is now. So it turns out that this sidewalk used to be part of the road. So if you look at where the old sidewalk continues, so that old sidewalk extended all the way to this intersection. Alright, this intersection is Lamaha Street and Irving Street, and the next parallel street is the St. John Road. And so what happened is that they decided to extend this end of Lamaha Street at the intersection so that they could put a turning lane in, and therefore the sidewalk had to be shifted over the canal. So now the canal is narrower, well, not exactly narrower in this section as the canal. Water coming onto the bridge, connecting the two halves of the canal. But this is what has happened. They've actually turned the sidewalk into a cantilevered walkway that extends over the canal, Lamaha Canal, and they've made the road wider so that there's a turning lane. And they've painted the fence here. This is in fact now the extent of the parking lot. So the parking lot extends all the way to Camp Street. Right, so way in the distance, the parking lot continues all the way to Camp Street. Remember, this is in fact where the train line used to be, the old train line used to be. And they've turned the train line embankment into a parking lot. Further beyond Sheriff Street, I did a video on Sheriff Street recently. You should go take a look at that video to see what's new. But where that roundabout is on Sheriff Street and extending over Sheriff Street into Plegasite Gardens, that is where the old train line used to be, and they've turned that into a road, which is now referred to as the Train Line Road or Line Top Road, and it runs all along the east coast as far as what, Enmore. I can't remember where I saw the end of it, but that used to be where the train line is. And my argument in the last video I made about this, when I introduced the construction of this parking lot, is that in fact they should bring back a train line. They should bring back a train. It could probably be an elevated train now. Even if they decide to keep this parking lot, they just need to put sort of a monorail. And there seems to be enough space on this side. There's enough space on this side of the embankment to probably build a monorail, an elevated monorail, similar to what they have in, say, Kuala Lumpur. And I think Disney World in Orlando has a monorail. But there's need for mass transit, safer than using the roads. The roads have become quite crowded, and we've got such a lawless society now that very few people observe the law. And so it's kind of like bumper cars, lots of accidents on the road, simply because one is that people don't observe the traffic laws in Guyana, and two is that most people don't even know how to drive because the system is so corrupt. That is the traffic police system that issues traffic license, driver's licenses is so corrupt that a lot of people have gotten their licenses without passing the required tests, road tests and parking tests and theory tests, which were required back in the day when I took my driver's license tests in Guyana. And so a lot of people on the roads have actually bought their license or obtained it through some kind of corrupt scheme. And I've actually had people confess to me, important people in this society confessed to me that they never took these driving tests. They actually just bought their licenses. And that's the reason why I don't drive in Guyana. It's one of the most dangerous places to drive, because people don't even know that they're breaking the law. It's just an ignorant, right? An ignorant road using public and society. And I'm going to address that in future videos, the noise nuisance. In fact, I was making a documentary called Noise Nuisance, and that's going to come up in the future. One other issue I want to tackle is this whole issue of digital money. Somebody asked me in one of the videos, the comments section of one of those videos, why doesn't Guyana have digital currency? Why does the central bank create digital currency in Guyana, digital money? Well, for two reasons. One is because it's a political decision and the politicians don't understand money. And two is that we don't have the technical expertise to do it. Now, once the politicians are educated enough to understand the issue, because a lot of countries, including perhaps places like, you might have heard recently, the Bahamas, have moved strongly in the direction of regulating cryptocurrencies and other digital currencies. A lot of places are actually moving towards creating digital central bank currencies, including the USA. And so eventually we will actually have to move towards establishing digital currency. But right now there is no political knowledge. There's no knowledge among politicians who have to make that decision. And therefore, there's no foreseeable decision to move in the direction of digital currency. But as soon as the politicians have decided this is something they want to do, I'm pretty sure Guyanese with required knowledge and expertise will step forward and create digital currencies. Now, there is something similar to a digital currency that is being run by the phone company here, GT&T, subsidiary of ATN, foreign company, an American company that runs the phone telecommunications business in Guyana. They have something called mobile money, and that's basically you purchase credits on your phone, and then you can use those credits to pay your bills. Some institutions accept mobile money payments, so that you could use your phone to pay your bill at some institutions like courts, for example, and the water, I think the water company, to pay your water bill. A number of institutions that accept mobile money, which is the only form of digital money run by the phone company in Guyana, right? Basically, it's the same kind of credits you use to pay for your phone service. They allow you to use additional credits. They have an arrangement with these merchants that allow you to convert these credits to money, or back into money to pay your bills. But that is the only form of digital money we have in Guyana. And finally, what is happening with the value of the Guyana dollar and the inflation rate in Guyana. I've argued that the value of the Guyana dollar should increase, should be allowed to increase. I'm in favor of a stronger Guyana dollar, and the problem is that our politicians are really not educated enough, not knowledgeable enough on how to do that, how to create stronger currency here in Guyana. And for that reason, we're suffering with inflation like everybody else. Now, if they allow the Guyana dollar to strengthen, it would counteract inflation, and in fact, with a stronger dollar, we will get not only inflation, we'll get deflation. Not only will we stabilize the prices of goods and services, but the price of goods and services will come down in Guyana if we allow the Guyana dollar to increase in strength. But how do you get the Guyana dollar to increase in strength? Well, the central bank has to get involved, right? The central bank can actually strengthen the value of the Guyana dollar, can move to strengthen the value of the Guyana dollar by, in fact, allowing only transactions that is exchanged for the US dollar through the Guyana dollar. So let's say you are a Trinidad company and you want to change your TT dollar into US dollars, then first you will be required to buy Guyana dollars and then convert those Guyana dollars to US dollars. By that method, the central bank will force you to demand more Guyana dollars. It will create a demand for Guyana dollars, and that in fact is what creates value, increases the value of the Guyana dollar. But the central bank is not yet involved in that, and so anybody can come to Guyana and change their currency, Brazilian currency, Venezuelan currency to US dollars, right? Because it's simply exchange, simple exchange business, foreign exchange business, right? So you can go to a bank, for example, with a bunch of Brazilian dollars, and you can get that changed into US dollars if they have it. But in fact, the way to deal with the value of the Guyana dollars is in fact to force all transactions within Guyana to use the Guyana dollar. So you can't get Trinidadian dollars changed to US dollars without first buying Guyana dollars and then changing those into US dollars. That's in fact how the central bank can get involved in strengthening the value of the US dollar, value of the Guyana dollar against the US dollar. That's what's happening here, guys. So as you can see, still a pile of sand at the other end. I was actually going to go all the way to Camp Street, but it seems as if there is still some construction being done at the end. We're right now at Light Street. All right, so that's Light Street. That's the Jagan Dental Center. I think it's Joey Jagan, son of Dr. Chetty Jagan, ex-president of Guyana, and his wife. Their son is actually opened the dental center here. Dr. Jagan was in fact a dentist, and so the Jagan Dental Center is in fact named for him. That's what's happening here, guys. That's what's happening with the value of the Guyana dollar. That's what's happening with digital currency in Guyana, and this is what is happening with the conversion of this train line into a parking lot here in Guyana. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about this project, now almost completed. That is converting this parking lot converting this train line into a parking lot. And as you can see, there are cars already beginning to park on this parking lot. For those who think that what we need is more cars and more parking lots, I think we need more safe transit. Mass transit is in fact much safer than vehicular traffic, and that's where my bet is of my my vote is. This is what's happening, guys. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Gonna do some more videos on the airport, because I'm gonna bring up the Ogle Airport and take a look at that and some of the construction in that vicinity. But stay tuned for that. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Later.